That was a close one.
Before we could put a concrete floor into our shed, we had to rectify a problem which was caused back in May when we initially dug out this pad. It was never actually flat. There was a difference of 350 mils between the top end and the low end. So before we could put in the concrete floor, we had to refill or backfill the internal part of the shed so it was all at a level height. So when we were getting the machine to dig some new pads for us, we got it to come with some more material to fill in the original pad. Afterwards, myself and Joe worked tirelessly to spread out that massive pile of dirt. However, regular dirt is not an adequate subgrade for concrete, so we had to order a truckload of Tierra Blanca, which is more suitable as a base for a concrete floor. The pups were a tremendous help in distributing the white earth. Once we had the subgrade ready to go, we hired Chateau to prepare us for the concrete.
Big job on today. As I was on site on my own, I needed help removing the appliances yet again. We checked our levels once more because it's better to be safe than sorry. After Chateau put his finishing touches on the subgrade, then we were really ready to lay the concrete. We just needed to put down the metal grid named Electromaya. Electromaya. This reinforces the concrete, which should make it last for many decades to come. Wherever the grid overlapped, we tied it together with tie wire. So the way it's going to work is we're going to put down 4 lines of concrete, let that set for a day and a half, and then come back and fill in the rest. Jonathan was our labourer for this project and he is a beast. We took turns on the shovel and carrying buckets. Both jobs are pretty tiring, but if you mix it up, it works different muscles. Nearly ready for lunch here. We've got 4 fajas done, and after lunch we're going to put a fine layer of concrete on top that doesn't have gravel. Don't stand on the concrete. Good. Good. With this technique, the lines of concrete set the exact height of the floor. So when they set, we come back a couple of days later and you just need to fill in the gaps. The city inspectors came to verify everything was in accordance with the regulation. They approved of everything, which was a great success for the day. Gotta keep the concrete moist so it cures nicely. Have to hire one of these for tomorrow. The challenge is getting it to site because we don't want to pay the $25 delivery. So we've got a friend that is going to loan us his truck. I just have to get an attachment in the city so we can wheel it there tomorrow. Well, that's not good. Luckily, the concrete crew were very obliging. I feel bad, but there's not much I can do.
Salmon and Buzz could not be trusted during the main pour. This was their first ever time tied up in their lives. It was $40 to rent the cement mixer for the day, and it was worth every cent because mixing this by hand would have been a nightmare. Every time I tie salmon up, she escapes, and she's gonna ruin the concrete.
The sun has just come out, so we're gonna have some watermelon.
Papaya. We had a crew of 5 people operating the cement mixer, taking turns filling it with buckets of sand, gravel, cement and water. And when the mix was ready, we would take turns carrying buckets down to the 2 concreters inside, Chato and his brother Julio. That's Julio después de junio, antes de agosto. Each bag of cement took 4 buckets of sand, 3 buckets of gravel, and a quantity of water that was requested by the concreters. Carrying the buckets full of wet concrete down was not so bad because it was downhill, but each bucket weighed approximately 25 kgs. When pouring a concrete slab, it's important to get it all poured in one go to make sure it cures as effectively as possible, which is why we hired the cement mixer and a crew of 6 people.
You looked.
Chato informed me that when you get a crew in to do a big job all in one day where they're going to be working extra hard, it's generally good manners to put on a big feed for them if you're the boss. So I kindly obliged by getting the barbecue going, and I learned this new trick. If you've got steaks on, you got to be able to hold your hand over them for 7 seconds, otherwise it's too hot.
Good.
We want people to be well fed and well hydrated at Salvador Valley. The pups are going crazy with the smell of the meat, but I can't take them off the chains yet.
Buen provecho.
Gracias. Gracias. Thank you.
This is brilliant. I'm here in the front listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers. The boys are all back, holding on to the cement mixer. We got the work done early, so they're absolutely buzzing. We just had a load of steak and life is good. And would you look at that, there's a couple of horses on the road. The reason I'm so happy is because I know exactly the feeling that the boys have now, finishing early, sitting in the back of a pickup truck, belly full of food. There's no better feeling. They're driving through the village now, just shouting at everybody on a buzz.
It would have been the perfect day if I didn't dent my friend's truck and have to spend $60 getting it repaired and repainted. You win some, you lose some. Next time I'll watch out for the tree.
Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Don't be afraid to like, share, comment, and you definitely want to subscribe because things are ramping up the gears now. We've got about 8 people staying with us, and it is amazing to see the progress we're making.
So come across my barrel and I cross it over. See that? Now, take my left thumb. All I'm going to do is reach down. Now, you notice, see these 3 fenders down here? What I like to do is I like to flip it up. See how I flip that up so I can grab it? Yep.